lounge chair so we could share in a normal moment with our little fighter. They wrapped him in his own blankets from home, taped up photos of his brothers, and turned on music for him to listen to. The desk clerks watched Jaden sleeping in the car seat, so my husband and I could visit with the doctors during rounds and had time together with Zach. The nurses took our calls at all hours of the night to check on Zach's progress and to see if he opened his eyes for them. From social workers to desk assistants to parking lot attendants, we were cared for during the toughest time in our life. We became members of a new club, the Red Badge Holders, parents whose children are lucky enough to be cared for at Sick Kids. When Zach was 2 weeks old, he was too sick to wait for heart surgery, and our prayers were answered when the world-renowned surgeon, Dr. Glenn Van Arsdale, was chosen to perform his life-saving procedure. We shared a few last moments with Zach, and then we trusted him into the arms of the Sick Kids nurse and into the hands of the brilliant surgeons. Your donations have allowed those surgeons the resources that they needed to create innovative and cutting-edge procedures to save lives, and your donations helped to save our son. The following days were very scary and full of ups and downs that any parent would feel when they have a child fighting for their life. And Zach's heart was too swollen to be sutured closed in his chest, so his newly repaired beating heart was exposed for us to actually see the miracle that was performed within the walls of Sick Kids. Some of you are cringing. It was the most beautiful thing. You might think it was awful, but it was the most beautiful miracle right before our eyes. And Zach got stronger and stronger every day, and he finally graduated up to the 4th floor, and that's the Labatt Heart Center. We had a private room for the first time and a phone for family and friends to actually call and check on us. We had access to a fridge so that we could keep eating to keep our strength up, and a bed where we could sleep in the room with our littlest boy. The best part of this graduation was that Zach could have visitors. His oldest brother got to meet him for the first time in our room. And when we closed the door, we forgot the tubes, we forgot the wires and the beeping machines. Instead, we picked a movie that was donated on the floor, ordered a pizza, and had our first family movie night with all our sons together. That was a magical moment made possible by the Hospital for Sick Children. They understand the importance of family time and provide what's needed for families to allow us a little bit of normalcy in an otherwise crazy situation. He's falling asleep. I'm boring him. Our son was not safe eating formula from a bottle. Our son's fingers were so bent, we weren't sure how we would ever function with them. Our son started having seizures. Our son had no muscle tone, and we considered a future of wheelchairs and walkers. Our son still had no diagnosis. We are so lucky to have all the resources available to us at Sick Kids. We've been to most clinics in the hospital to get help for Zach. They all know us down there. Imagine having to go from hospital to hospital or to several different clinics to get help for your child. We don't need to do that. With the help of sponsors like RE/MAX, Sick Kids can provide all the services that a medically fragile child would need under one amazingly caring roof. Occupational therapists visited Zach and assessed his fingers, giving us stretching exercises so that Zach can now color with his brothers. The sibling play park is a great distraction for our other sons who love to come down and spend the day as a part of Zach's day at the hospital. Physiotherapists assessed Zach for rolling over and practiced with him for hours. The next day he rolled on his own. The cardiac clinic and the nurses know how sensitive Zach is to being touched, and their gentle nature puts him at ease. Feeding specialists have determined that Zach's not safe swallowing liquids, and their video x-ray has shown that Zach needs to eat purees and thickened liquids only. And Zach loves to play with the toys in the eye clinic, where they check behind his eyes for fluid pressure in his brain. Blood work is not fun, but his brothers love to get the stickers that they get when Zach comes home. We visited plastics to remove the large skin tags that were right beside Zach's ears, and now he looks more adorable than ever. The MRI, IGT, and cardiac cath lab allow Elmo DVDs to be shown in the recovery room when Zach wakes up from any general anesthetic. Zach had tubes placed in his ears by the team in the ears, nose, and throat clinic, and they follow him to make sure his hearing aids let him hear the world around him. The gastrointestinal clinic has followed Zach's weight since birth and has taken him from failure to thrive to a healthy little boy in the 10th percentile for weight, this fabulous new G-tube. Dentistry is also helping to teach Zach and me how to care for his teeth because he hates anyone touching his mouth. Neurosurgery has diagnosed a new concern for us, but they're watching our precious son and being cautious before they intervene surgically. Genetics used a brand new microarray test, previously only available in the US, to discover that Zach has a deletion on the chromosome number 12. This is the only explanation we have for Zach's health issues. It's also the first deletion of its kind ever reported and will now be documented so that other parents might learn from this genetic discovery at Sick Kids. We still don't have many answers about Zach. In fact, we probably have more questions. But as you can see, we have a son whose smile lights up the room. It's a little too sleepy to smile. We've heard our little boy say mama and dada. He gives us a kiss when we say give us a kiss. We see him fight for toys and wrestle with his brothers. We see him feed himself his favorite vanilla pudding with a spoon. We hear him hum the Elmo song to watch his favorite character on TV. And this past weekend, we had the best. After a lot of work and dedication and a lot of love, we got to see Zach walk for the first time. And now we know that the sky is the limit for this brave little boy. We believe in miracles, and Sick Kids believes in miracles. And we are so thankful that RE/MAX believes in miracles too. Thank you for your support.